All right. Little late today. I'm gonna have to take it real easy today because I am feeling kind of out of it today. So what I'm looking at is Vagrus the Riven Realms. It came out on Steam Early Access a while back. I covered this back when they were trying to fund it on Fig. I remember enjoying it back then. It is still real early access on Steam right now. So let's take a look at this. It's set in a sort of post-fantasy apocalypse style world where there's been this kind of Roman-inspired civilization that's been around for thousands of years. And then they set off this like magical nuke or whatever. And it leaves the world like a shattered wasteland. There is an intro cinematic. I'm not entirely sure if I can get to it. Can I get to it? Yes, I can replay the intro. Let's take a look at the intro, shall we? Just to get a sense for it, because this is actually interesting. I don't know how the audio is. Let me know if the audio is good.
For something as rotten and twisted as our land has become. It was not always so.
Voice acting's not bad.
The old empire, the noblest and most enduring society created by...
I like how the map's just various wastelands and deserts.
The cradle of man. But after several millennia of progress and incomparable achievements, inevitably the empire began to fall into stagnation and
like the architecture, it's all like Roman inspired.
Desperately holding on to their privileges and resisting
not too bad
while trying to avert the collapse of the realm. The emperor and his theocracy took to measures that were worthy of true despots in cruelty. Subjugating weaker realms, enslaving whole nations.
This is like just all the background information.
Foreign resources, oppressing imperial citizens, war on several fronts, genocide. Eventually, the gods could no longer tolerate such horrors.
So wait, was it them or was it the gods that set that off?
An abundance of divine omens, they descended upon the empire to right its wrongs.
So I guess the gods invaded.
Thus, in a chain of dreadful events that became known as the Calamity, they annihilated the empire in a matter of days.
Alright, so my mistake, they didn't set off some sort of magical weapon. It was the acts of the gods.
The gods then finally saw what they had done in their anger and confusion.
Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had to tab out and check the audio.
Grief and shame filled them that they were broken, and they left this reality, never to return. The continent and its inhabitants seemed dead, but at length survivors began to crawl out of their hiding holes and faced a land that no longer welcomed them. Arcane anomalies, the fallout of the Calamity, now riddled the continent, and people realized that they had to share their new home with changed and twisted creatures.
Okay. So yeah, it is kind of like a fantasy post-apocalyptic thing.
In the tapestry of reality arose to rule over the natives. In time, these new powers rebuilt the fallen empire in their own image, and the river realms, now godless and vengeful.
Do you say river realms?
From the ashes.
I think they need another take on that.
The inhabitants of the land, such as I, now eke out a living under the crushing rule of the new empire. The continent itself constantly resists our every attempt at building a...
It's got that kind of desolate feel to it.
As travel is dangerous, many ventures specialize in transferring cargo and passengers over bleak and deadly leagues of land. Others try to take everything of value from said travelers, or attempt to find buried treasures among the ruins of the old empire.
So this is kind of a...
The leaders of the endeavors are, some say, the bravest men and women of the river realms. Such a leader is called a Vagrus.
So this is kind of a... Man, Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Maybe a glimpse at the future of some of these cities, man. But for real, this is like a post-apocalyptic fantasy realm. It's like a trading slash strategy RPG. Now there's a bunch of pieces of the puzzle missing in terms of how it's designed. Because, as I said, it is still real early access, so they still have a lot to do on it. Okay, let's get past this. I really should have gone over what's missing.
Yes, a Vagrus. What a profession.
So it's not all text-based, but it does have these text-based like sections here.
For what is best for his comitatus, eh? And you are a Vagrus too, are you not? Many of your kind have I seen in my long life as a vagabond. Care to listen to a story about your exquisite occupation, good master? It is a tale of woe and terror, but it is also a tale that is true, as I have seen it with mine own eyes.
So, Pilgrims of the Wasteland, I believe, is the prologue slash tutorial thing. I'm gonna play that because it has been a long time since I've played the prologue. So let's take a look at this one.
Good master. My tale is of a Vagrus such as yourself, but one whose fate was cursed and wrought with ill fortune. It all happened a long time ago. 10 years, maybe more. I was but a passenger, traveling rough roads and forgotten ways.
Is the audio all right?
Comitatus, south along the feet of the great mountains of the west.
Yeah, so I will say this: I do like the atmosphere of this.
This comitatus I speak of had fallen under hard times. Perhaps it was due to imperial harassment or unfortunate decisions.
I'll turn it up.
Or simply bad.
And it'll cut out while I do, because this is one of those games that cuts the audio out when it loses focus. Turn it up just a smidgen. There we go.
Hierophants, saint of roads, does not always smile.
Did that help any?
But however, it came to pass, their coin was drying up, and their opportunities seemed few and far between. One of the last chances their Vagrus saw was to travel to the remote town of Scrapheap.
Good.
And spend their remaining funds to stock up.
He's real soft-spoken.
This metal could be sold for great profit over in the east and south. It wasn't a bad plan, truly, but it was not without risks either.
So this guy is so as I said, this is like a strategy slash trading RPG. You've got I've played it in the past. You've got like a tactical combat system. I'm not entirely sure on that. I can't remember if it's got that. It does have character advancement, although I believe that the character advancement isn't completely done yet. And you basically travel from city to city, solving various issues, trying to get material to trade. So Pilgrims of the Wasteland, a standalone story of Vagrus the Riven Realms. It serves as an introduction to the setting and also a tutorial to the game. It behooves you to read the tutorial text and follow the instructions just to gain a better understanding of how the game works. Yeah, it's like it does have that feel to it. I remember that. It's actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty decent. I usually don't like post-apocalyptic stuff. The whatever icon can be clicked in tutorial windows to show what the section is referring to via a pointer. Note that you have to be on the right UI screen for the pointer to appear. Although Vagrus is an open world game, due to the Pilgrims of the Race being a tutorial, it progresses along a narrow guided path in the beginning and opens up only later after the core mechanics have been introduced. So we'll go with that. And I believe, as I'm looking to this, on the campaign map, your Comitatus traveling company always occupies a node and moves between nodes through paths. Moving along at paths costs movement points, indicated next to each path. So it's like 3, 3, then 2, and 2. Moving along a path costs movement points, indicated next to each path. Every in-game day, you have a number of movement points to spend before you need to camp. So I have 10 movement points to use. I've got 10 movement points. My morale is steady. I've got 7 days worth of supplies. My people are fresh in terms of their vigor. I've got very little cargo, and I've got 23 Bros, 8 Ligra, and 5 Changers. So I'm assuming that's like silver, copper, or silver, brass, copper, or something like that. To move, click on the nearby node and select Move from the radial menu. Alright, we shall do that. Move. Boom. Alright, and you get an event. Having gone ahead of the column with a handful of scouts, you watch from afar as your Kamitatis slowly trudges along the broken terrain, making its way south ponderously amongst dormant geysers. All around you, the hills smolder lazily in the perpetual twilight. Are you alright? Javik's voice resonates with sympathy as he appears next to you on the ridge. You nod slowly, but do not look at him, your gaze lost in the distance where ash cloaks the horizon and towering mountains to the south and the west. You turn to your commies and notice his supportive smile. You and Javik have been traveling the realms together for years now. There is no person in the world you trust more than him, except perhaps yourself. So this is just an interactive event. It's got that kind of choose-your-own-adventure style feel to some of it. If I remember right, later on, some of these may require you to do skill checks. And that is a companion. I just don't know how to check companions right now. Time will tell, but I still have my doubts. It's a long shot, and you know it. There wasn't a choice. Either this or returning to my trade house and hanging myself. Alright, here we go. Time will tell. It's a long shot, and you know it. True, but it's better than just giving up. The crew agrees, that accounts for something. It does, yes. Good to know that they still have faith in me and their Vagrus. They do have faith in you still. It should not come as a surprise since you have known and traveled with most of them for years and years. Some founding members of the Comitatus you could trust with your life. But you have heard stories before about how Vagri have been abandoned for less. Times being what they are, with Imperials cracking down on independence more heavily than before, business is tough. Our plan ought to give us another chance. Alright, with text in the event is highlighted pale blue, that means you have found a codex entry. Okay, so yeah, it's got your journal thing. I'm presuming that if I click on one of these, yeah, it gives you all the entries, so you can go ahead and look up details on particular things as you go by them. Alright. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. Do you think Narbo will help us out? The old scavenger is never famous for his goodwill. So what's the plan? Getting a low selling price for metal bits out of an old contact in scrap heap. Stocking up on said metal. Heading to Devon via Avernum and Ash. There's a shortage of metal in Devon, and you know that several buyers who would give a pretty price for your goods. Alright. But even at Narb gave you an agreeable price in scrap heap, the road is not without perils. Alright, let's go ahead. One can only hope. If he's not willing, we must find a way to compel him. Yes. I'm not going to take no for an answer there. Alright. Sorry, I had to check up on something. These are dark times. They call for desperate deeds, but such thoughts make me uncomfortable. You have seen this expression of his not too often to realize he is using his sorcerer's talent to read your mind. Taking a peek. Yeah, so I guess it helps to have a sorcerer that can read minds. If you're doing negotiations and such. Apologies. You know how it is. It comes to me so naturally that sometimes I don't notice I'm doing it. Your thoughts were loud, Vagrus. I have to actually block them, you see. After joining your Comitatus 6 years ago, Javik proved to be an invaluable asset. Not only does he sense moods and thoughts around him, I'm beginning to remember this now. This was actually a decent storyline. Comes in handy when doing business. Then there are his other perks. A few times you saw him shatter the minds of men and beasts who tried to kill him. Not a pretty sight, but an effective deterrent. He is not a trained sorcerer, at least not in the traditional sense. His abilities are sometimes difficult to control. He has not probed your mind in years, certainly not on purpose, but neither by accident. Perhaps he has less in control now, which suggests more on edge about this whole trip than he lets on. Apology accepted. Let's return to the others and push on. All right, both of you head west to join the column.
As we were coming up to the gates of Scrap Heap, this trash pile town of cutthroats and scavengers, we could see the vast mountain ranges of shattered Vagrus looming ominously over the horizon, half shrouded in the gaseous vapors belched forth by the volcanoes in the far west. My companions prepared to do their business in town as fast as they could, not wishing to tarry in this notorious place.
All right, I'm gonna try to take a look here. Let me see what I can do. Can you scroll around the map? No, you can't. Can I investigate? Whoops. Well, I can apparently do that. Okay, this is just the general codex. I'm not seeing anything where I can view my people, though. That may not be in there yet. Let's head to Scrap Heap. Alright. At the foot of the ever-fuming mountains of the ancient Dwarven kingdom lies Scrap Heap, the town of scavengers. Debris and junk is piled into veritable hills, upon which the rickety homes of the decrepit inhabitants stand precariously. Alright, so I can track down Narbo. This time only the story pane is active, so follow the only available story. So there's going to be like multiple tabs. This reminds me vaguely of... in terms of how they do this reminds me vaguely of Sunless Sea and things like that. Let's track down Narbo. You make your way to the Wraith Stash, a notorious watering hole tucked away in a small street. I'm not going to read every single one of these. There's a ton of text in this. If you frequent this establishment, rules are rules, at least as long as they can enforce it. You have the courtesy of allowing you to keep your dagger so you're disarmed. So... Could this guy that I'm reading be persuaded to take my proposal? Who knows? Your eyes adjust to the dimness of the tavern's interior. Only a few candles and a lamp at the bar illuminate the common room. I will go towards Narbo. Man, this is just dripping with atmosphere here. The entrepreneur looks up from the stack of papers in front of him. The fuck, mate? I thought you croaked. People, told tales of your demise. Alright. So, you tell him that you were indeed at Karnak when the terrible arcane storm struck. You describe the horrors of that night briefly. You add how many of your original commentators died there. Alright. But I'm... Alright. I can apologize to him for the unfortunate way you parted 10 years ago. Or get down to business right away. Let's see. Do I want to take a hard line with this dude? I think I kind of do. Yeah, do not give an inch. Well, looks like you're still tough as Zern. We paranoid, too. Nobody was making no threats. I was merely referring to the way you scrammed the last time we saw each other. Alright. I will apologize for the unfortunate way you parted. Far as I can tell, you never did anything against me, eh? Of course, you could have sent someone to warn us, the bodyguard finishes. Back when Narvo and you parted ways, Avernum's Collegium was hot on your trails. They got offended by how you two outplayed them by smuggling in a shipment of exotic spices. Alright, I appreciate you coming clean, even the sorry business was so many years ago. But something tells me that ain't all you came for. Alright, time to outline the proposition. Here we go. Some choices have dependencies, meaning you can only pick a certain choice if you have the right prerequisite. So yeah, that's another one. There's stuff locked behind character stats, which I don't have a choice of in this particular one, but later I do. So I'll continue with this event. Alright, sounds like you're thinking a long time about it, and it's a great plan except for the part where I give you a discount for you asking and not much else. And I don't do that, mate. That would make me an almoner, the bodyguard adds discreetly. That a word? An almoner. See, I'm no almoner. You got to do better than that. What you got for me? Alright, tell him the favor will be in his debt. Remind him that you two used to make a great team. I think I will go with the first one. Moderate chance of success. He will make a tidy profit as it is, but you will owe him a favor. Test success. I suppose you don't plan on croaking, so I can't collect on said debt. All right, well, and you know me. I know you to be a man of your word, and we used to run together. You do owe me a favor for this, and I'll collect. I'll collect right now. In fact, you're heading to Devon by way of Avernum. This here little fella is mighty important to me. I gotta take a small package to somebody. All right, I'll take the package. That way, the Noro glares at you, makes it clear you have no other choice. Sure, I'll take it. The package is small enough to fit in your palm, so now I'm smuggling. Be looking for a name named Scornar in Avernum. You can find him in Lavinus Watering Hole most of the time. After you assure him that you do, he instructs you to give him an hour, then look for his people at the market. You get what you came for, so you leave the Wraith Stas through the back entrance to head to the Comitatus. End. So now I get to look for this dude's stuff. Your journal, look at the bottom left. Open your journal now, and I guess this just gives you the journal stuff. Quests, tasks, etc. Tasks are non-narrative missions and goals you can complete for rewards. So there's a difference between quests and tasks. Alright. So the package I've got, the shipment, I've got to find 24 scrap metal and have 800 supplies at least. The awnings equipment. Alright. The market pane is now active. Okay, give me the market pane. Oh, okay, 1 second. Oh man, I was supposed to mute that. My bad. Alright, let's take a look at this. The market pane displays the available goods. I got the cargo pane over... Wait a minute. And opens your cargo pane on the left. So this is the cargo pane. Buy or sell by clicking. Shift click and the sell button to buy or sell a whole stack. Alright. Holding shift and clicking the icon opens a window. So... I'm supposed to buy at least 24 scrap metal, so I'll buy that. Ah. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm trying to... now shift clicked worked. Okay. A little bit of uncertainty there. Now, let's just take a look at this stuff. This does tell you like the last known buying and selling prices. That can be useful in a trading game. I'm supposed to find supplies at least. What did it want me to do in this? Have at least 800 supplies. How many supplies do I have? I have 5, 6, 7, so I got to get 100 more supplies. Boom. Equipment that you can attach to the Comitatus is sold in some markets. So I'm supposed to buy the awnings. And then I drag and drop it onto the appropriate slot. What slot does awnings use? Oh, there we go. And that gives me what? Minus 25% consumption. Items, the third type of cargo, do not take up cargo space and are not equipable. They are used and traded in certain events. When you are done exploring, click the arch icon to leave a scrap heap. Okay, so I am almost done exploring, except I can also scroll through Scrounger's Lane. Perhaps it's time to visit the Heat King. I thought I got all this. Did I do that before I... Was I supposed to talk to the guy before I bought that? You and Javik roam the dingy market called Scrounger's Lane at the foot of Grape Hill. You recall a little shop hidden in the alley. Yeah, was I supposed to talk to him before buying all that stuff? My bad. You cannot, for life of me, find the small shop you visited years ago. I failed the test. Was there something else you wanted to do here? Alright, take a look at the prices and goods. After spending an hour looking at the wares, you realize there's nothing here you would fork out coins for. Better leave it once. That did cost me money. And I can walk up to the tower. I have nothing. Yeah, I have nothing to gain that would gain entry. I will ask where I could acquire an invitation. Nothing will change their minds. Okay. Let's just leave there before I mess up. Packed up and restocked on supplies. I'll spend the night inside a guarded compound. Not for free, though. That'll cost money. 1 lirg. How much do I got? Because you got to pay your workers, too. And you pay them while you're on the road. I will wait there. And then you set out at dawn. I have to be inspected on the way out. You realize that even if they're looking for the package Narbo gave you, there's a minuscule chance of finding among several departing caravans, all made up of dozens of people. So I quietly pass under the gate and out into the broken wasteland. The Comitat is well on its way, and Scrap Heap is a mere dot in the horizon by the time Java joins you at the front line. Just like I said, you made the right choice with this venture. Talk of how you may have saved us is spreading like wildfire. Alright. It's a good start, don't you think? There may be hope left after all. And we'll compliment him. Not that I fully agree, but it's my pleasure to be of use, and I'm sure the journey will be fine. It's not like we started this business yesterday. The journey continues. On towards the wound, and then the molten tongue, and then a Avern. Alright. Progress is saved at checkpoints whenever you leave a settlement. The story-related checkpoint. Okay, auto-saving. Okay. Don't need that. Let's go down here.
With a full cargo hold,
this guy talk.
filled with newfound hope. Yet, the road ahead still promised hardships and peril. I travelled with them southwards, expecting to reach more habitable lands beyond the Molten Tongue's river of lava.
All right. Is there anything else I can look at? Like this just tells you your journal. I guess I still can't... I still don't have much in the way of being able to examine my things. Can I go 3 or 4 at once? Boom. The crew management UI is now active. Click the sheet in the top left corner to open it. Okay, so this. Now I can look at it. Alright. Excuse me. Morale is general mood of your commentatus. If it ever drops to 1, there's a chance it dissolves when you use the game. Obedience indicates how satisfied your slaves are. Low obedience leads to theft, runaways, and worse. Nutrition shows how well fed your crew is. Vigor indicates how tired they are. So let's take a look at this, because this is like the management section. Upkeep is how much you owe your crew, because you do pay them at the end of each day. You do rack up debts if you can't. If I remember right, you can rack up quite a bit of debt too. Consumption is how much food they consume. Workforce is generated by workers and slaves. You have to have enough to workforce. Passengers are people that you take to destinations for rewards. You can take on passengers in some events and settlements. They also consume supplies. Alright. Oh, more. Here you can see the number of crew and beast types. You have outriders are special because you need a fighter and a mount to be able to create an outrider. While outriders are excellent fighters, mounts without riders can carry cargo. So you have to like decide whether to use your various... I guess they use riding lizards rather than horses and such, which I guess fits the setting. So you have to decide whether to use them for cargo or riders. Alright. So I got 11 slaves, 6 workers, which gives me a surplus of, I think, 2. Wait, what's my workforce? Yeah, what's my workforce? I know for a fact that I saw a workforce tab here somewhere, or that I saw workforce mentioned somewhere. Oh well. A wandering old man is the passenger. That is the narrator, I guess. All right. All right. Let's finish this. I guess it wants me to do 2 outriders. Do I have enough cargo space to do this? Yeah, I guess I do. Alright, can I finish this now? Okay. Alright, let's continue on our way then. You have run out of movement points and need to camp, ending the day. Being on the road all day lowers your vigor of your comitatus. You can camp earlier than running out of MPs, which helps raise vigor faster. Alright, camp. What's it going to send me? At the end of each game day, supplies are consumed, movement points are refreshed. You can decide to offer normal or double wages for the current day. I will choose to pay normal, I believe. Or you can accrue payments, but the longer you delay, the grumpier the crew gets. So you can actually not pay them for... Like, you don't have to pay them every day, which is good, because I imagine that would be annoying, but... Oops, let's hold space here. More. Under hunting and foraging. So this reminds me now of Expeditions Viking, which I'm playing for my supporters right now. Very slowly, but I'm playing it. You can send your crew out to hunt and forage. I think... Oh man, more? The summary of what can happen to your crew that day can be seen to the right. So nobody I have is wounded. You can talk to your companions here. Okay, let's go. I think what I'm going to do... I'm not going to talk to my companions just yet. Nobody needs any healing. Now for defense orders... We will go with post sufficient guards. And for hunting and foraging, we'll send out our scouts to hunt. -1 vigor, and it gives us up to 98 supplies. Do I need that many supplies, though? I don't need any supplies here, I don't think. So let's pay now. Give them 100% rations and end the day. Very kind of slow paced right now. And camp again. Pay now. Pay all my debts on time. And I've still got plenty of supplies, don't I? Got 6 days of supplies left. After a long day's march, under bleak skies and harassed by hot winds, the comitatus finally settles down to a wide ravine. Except something else is making a muffled noise you do not recognize. Your eyes flick open, something is wrong. Leaving your tent, passing a sleeping beast, you're just about to call out to a guard when you stumble upon a large quadrupedal creature covered with fused bone protrusions. The creature is a Jacra, a wasteland scavenger that hunts in packs. So there's... And out of the shadows, Morwen leaps at it, tackling it aside and cutting it into its hide with her bone axe in a follow-up swing. That's Morwen, and she looks like a tiefling with horns and such. There's more of these accursed things, boss. Javik steps up beside Morwen, and let's fight. Let's get the fight tutorial over with. Alright. 1 to 6 enemies to fight against 1 to 6 companions. Rounds. Turn-based, that's good. Divided into 2 sides. Yeah, of course. Alright, begin fight. Order in which combatants receive their turns is according to their initiative, which I believe is up here. And it looks like it's randomized. And it actually tells you the randomization, which is good. That doesn't. Not all games do that. Okay. So one of them comes off right at the bat and wounds my guy. Melee skills can only be used in the front row. They can target only front row enemies that are adjacent to the attacker's position on the or back row enemies if no front row enemies are done. Alright. So this one, she should be able to attack this one. All characters can move. Not only do characters in the front row prevent melee attacks against characters directly behind them, but also make them more difficult to hit. So I should move more when in front of him. Boom. There we go. Each companion has 4 combat skills beside move. You can select skills, etc. Use Mind Blast. Let's use Mind Blast. Come on. There we go. Combat. The combat UI is a little bit clunky. I will admit that. It's not the clunkiest I've seen, but it's a little bit clunky. Use more Savage Kick to send a dark enemy to the back row, denying it's an attack, which is a good thing to be able to do. So it's a little bit more complex than some of the games I've seen with like the very simplified slots here. Okay. And then round 2. Alright, defeat your enemies, hold space. Okay. Let's see what Javik has. He has Hypnosis, which makes them move about. He has Premonition, which is a buff. I think what he might do is use this. And that, I think, buffs both of them. Yes. Alright. So I got 2 of them. So what she can do... They're not adjacent. She will go ahead and attempt... Okay, melee is just a push. I don't know if it does damage or not. Did it? Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, it does minimal damage. So maybe kicking this one back again would be no damage. But it did move it back. We'll go ahead and Mind Blast. What if I just keep knocking them to the back row? Alright. So I'm going to tell this one to move somewhere. What if I just keep knocking them to the back row? I mean, that's a super slow fight, though. That's the issue. Let's try to actually attack. Alright, that one just goes down like clockwork. Alright. Evaded? Oh no, it's freaking Battle Brothers all over again. Crit with a Mind Blast. Nice. Ouch. So both of my characters have taken 1 damage. This is just the tutorial thing, so I'm not expecting huge damage dice. Alright, so the combat is alright. I mean... all the hostiles taken care of. They got some of the food. We could take their meat and other parts to make up for it. This takes... I think I've got hunting on one of my people. So let's harvest them. I gain 90 supplies, 5 beast hides, and 2 ivory, which I can probably then sell somewhere. Let's move on. Your chart is now active. Open it by clicking the chart, top right corner. Alright, what's the chart do? I clicked on it. Oh, here's the map. Mark Avernum south of you on your chart, then close it. Avernum is here. Boop. Mark it. And I guess... so I guess my idea is to come around here and then go south. Let's take a look at this. This entire place is interesting. It's mostly deserts. There's a couple forests, I guess, that are still forested. but it's like desert wastes, searing plains, which I gotta assume is another desert. Plains of bone. This is all very drab stuff. Now you come down here. Got more deserts. Charnel Valley. This one looks like a swamp, so it's not all desert. Okay, anyway. Let's exit this. Close chart. Alright, continue on my way. Or actually camp, because I'm out of movement. No, wait, I've got 7 movement. I don't need to camp. How do I exit? I don't want to camp. I guess you just... I'm just SOL. I clicked camp too soon. Oh well. We will use medical supplies. I camped way too soon there. It did buy me extra movement for the next day, but I'm still out a bunch of movement. Forced March allows you to move further than your maximum movement points on a given day. Forced March uses marching MPs. Although Forced March gets you further, use them carefully. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not Forced Marching that much because... we'll do it. Come on, can I Force March? Yeah, I'm going to Force March the hell out of that because I messed up that day. As the Comitatus is scaling another stretch of black sand dunes, one of the outriders you had sent out to screen your left flank rides in on the left and heads immediately towards you. They're coming. I saw them walking over the dunes. The pilgrims are coming. Alright, try to find a place where you can hide from the last pilgrimage. Outriders you had sent westward report there's a rocky area not far away. Hunker down with the Comitatus and pray that the pilgrimage passes. Soon the dust storm reaches its zenith, but you can still spot a faintly glowing apparition from behind your cover. The sooner you leave, the better. -1 morale, -1 movement. But that's okay, because then it's time to camp anyway. I will pay now. Nutrition, they're sustained. Hunting and foraging. How are they on vigor? Energetic? I'm going to send my people out to hunt. Yeah. Let's end the day then. Are these people healing? Yeah, let's heal. And how about this? End the day. My hunting failed, and my healing was successful on 1. Alright, 10 more. And camp, and pay, and healing, and hunting. Failed again. No scouts harmed. I think I've got like 100% failure on hunting. So I should stop sending them out to hunt. The Comitatus climbs the last black dune and comes to a halt on your mark. Standing on one of the carts, you spy the horizon carefully before hopping down. Ahead looms the voiceless lake. Your lieutenants agree that crossing over the far side of the shell is still better than going into and around Arenas Negas. However, I gotta be careful what I say on YouTube. Somebody will take it out of context. The Comitatus attempts to cross over the other side, high chance of success. And I failed. All of a sudden there's a crack that's nearly deafening. I leave the voiceless lake behind. So I lost a beast. -1 mount, -1 fighter, -1 slave, -2 morale. Oh, that was rough. That was brutal. Let me go here and take a break.
Just as we were about to leave that damnable lake behind, we heard it. An abominable shriek pierced the air and made us gasp. It came from behind some hills nearby, coupled with the ruckus of battle. The armed women and men of the Comitatus looked at their Vagrus questioningly.
Okay. So there is a battle up there. Scouts come running towards the cart line as you're about to enter the Badlands south of the lake, and you hear what only can be described as a paralyzing howl. There's a battle going on against undead. Let's rush in and attack the undead as fast as possible. With weapons drawn, you might get there in time to save these people. Your economies are up to the fight. +1 morale. You clamber over the next few hills and look down upon a sight of a brutal melee. Bodies are strewn across the field. Most of them are mutilated undead. There's no time to lose. You rush into the aid of the two men. So another fight just after a long march. Oh man, this is like abominable. Before the first round is started, you have to deploy your companions to the available positions. Okay. Do not need to deploy all of them. Alright. Alright, let's Alright, these two are already locked. We'll put her here and we'll put him here. And begin the fight. Oh, and he gets taken down. So one of the people I was here to save got taken down immediately. Use Premonition to buff an ally. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buff my friendly ally. Yeah, I don't know who's I don't know what this red shirt's name was, but that was kind of brutal. Evade allows you to completely avoid an attack. A successful block provides an extra ARM against their attack, mitigating more damage. Each companion has different evade and block chance. Alright, let's hold space. Or just click on it. Oh, what do I do? There's this thing that takes 2 spaces, and these two. These two are almost gone, so I'm going to attack one of them. Please tell me that took that one down. Not quite. Sedaris is a very tough companion due to his armor and good defenses. His skills are also a support skill that enhances his stats, both for several rounds. Let's use Bane to try and debuff this thing, because this thing right here, I'm afraid to get hit by that. It looks like it hits like a truck. Oh, You, the Vagrus, may not take part directly in the companion combat. That does not mean you have no means to influence. Many of your leadership perks allow you to use resourcefulness. Aid allows you to revive down companions. Alright, let's use Aid. Actually, Inspire additional defenses. Yeah, let's do that then. So wait a minute, what am I supposed to be doing here? Inspire? Here we go. Inspire, and no, I don't want to inspire him. I want to inspire her. Come on. There we go. Yeah, again, the user interface is a little bit janky. I will totally admit that. Can we do Mind Blast on this thing? Oh, it's immune! Let's move to here. And we will do Cleave. And miss, of course. Of course! Ooh. That crit. Yeah, if they get taken out right now, I don't know what to do here. This looks brutal. Alright, let's give a premonition of this one. Get him buffed up. I think she's still buffed up too. And I will buff up that one with the inspiration. Let's go with... oh, I don't want to do strafe. I'm going to have to use Devastating Blow. Just take this one down, please. Freaking A. Move to here, I guess. Move! There we go. I really have to get in there before they attack my back row person here. Let's do strafe. Alright, let's do strafe. And then... God damn it. There we go. And move to there. That worked for once. Alright, what do I have? I have a lot of overlapping stuff. So he's got Mind Blast. But these things, they seem to be immune to like Mind Blasts. Like the last time I did that, it took 0 damage. So I think I'm just going to premonition this one again. I'm just going to keep buffing. Alright, how about you? Let's do cleave. And miss. Because of course we miss. I need to get her I need to get him buffed up. Oh. There I'm critted again. Let's move down here. Because I'm going to do strafe again. No. Come on. No, strafe. There we go. And move to there. And that's a miss, of course. Let's get vengeance up. Yeah, it's not a bad game. It looks like it does need a little bit more work, but this is just the tutorial, mind you. We'll see how the actual game goes after this. Let's do premonition on him again. Alright, let's try strafe again. No. Oh, I can't strafe up there. Okay. We'll just do devastating blow then. Oh, blocked. I'm telling you, it's like Battle Brothers all over again, man. Oh, I did a cleave and it actually hit this time, but I was only targeting one of them. I'm getting a little bit frustrated and it's causing me to misclick. Let's finish that one off. Can I even try to Mind Blast this thing? Again, 0. I think they're just completely immune to mental damage. Oh, of course I'm just getting manhandled here. Let's buff my people again. Just concentrating on getting this behemoth down. Unholy Strike. I should be able to take this down, but my people may go down before that. I don't know if this inspiration thing is necessary. Oh, 1 damage. Just spam missing here. I mean, I guess I can start going up here and just in case. Oh, come on. Now I'm going to go down. Yep, they're down. They're down after losing all their vitality. They're not removed from combat, but cannot perform other action. They receive their down vitality and occupy their previous position. Enemies can still target them, and if they lose all their down vitality, they're out of action. This means they become severely wounded and can even die following combat. Alright. So, we can't do much. I used too much inspiration here. I should have used aid. I don't have any resourcefulness. So I'm gonna use... Well, I can't use hypnosis. Whoops. I can't do anything. This guy can barely do anything. Alright. Unholy Strike this. Please go down. Oh, it's going after my downed person. That's brutal. Take this thing down, please. And there we go. And my downed person is now downed. Man, I might lose on the tutorial. This is where I freaking lose on the tutorial. Now he's downed. Oh my god. There we go. Jesus. Finally. All right. It's over. The undead finally stopped moving, their bodies lying mutilated all over around the hills. The large abomination was hacked to pieces, now a jumbled pile of ash and petrified bones. Alright, the man in the black armor is the only one of his company who survived the battle, and the only one of my company that survived the battle, honestly. He is sitting on a rock nearby, covered in ash from hacking at the abomination. You walk over to the black armored man and address him. -1 fighter. You walk up to the man and offer your hand. He looks up and down in a fashion that suggests mild contempt. His great sword forged of steel lies across his lap. He does not take your hand. You seem to be the leader of this company of travelers. What's your business here? I'm a traveling comitatus traveling south. Whoops. I see, so you're turning up here as a matter of utter coincidence, I take it. When you assure him it is, he narrows his eyes to pierce you with his gaze. There's a tense moment that seems to take forever. You are truthful, Vagrus. Commendable. He towers over you now, and it dawns on you that the war gear he carries makes him either very rich or a very powerful person in the metal-starved world, or both. I'm grateful for your assistance in that skirmish, late as it was. Without acknowledging your friend or his greeting, the armored fellow follows you back again, turns back to you again. My name is Sidarius. I'm a knight of the Ordos Solus. But by aiding me, Vagrus, you have aided imperial law. Best not to make him wait. Sidarius stands before you, head cocked to the side, awaiting your questions. What is he doing here? I and my companions came here in search of enemies of the Empire, to smoke them out. There's this guy's with the new Empire, then. Was there anything else you wanted? Or a voice, Vagrus. You have been an instrument of the divine, sent here by Sergarod himself to aid me in my quest for vengeance. Yes, indeed. Great, he's a religious zealot. Sidarius stands before you. What's next is I will ask him about what he plans to do now. About his companions first. My companions lie dead. There's nothing else you need to know, save they were only all dedicated service to the Empire. Alright, anything else you wanted? Ask him about his knightly order. The Order of the Black Sun is the Order of the Filcus Imperium. Alright, was there anything else you wanted? Ask him about the fight in general. My company was drawn here with a false promise of finding the hideout of enemies of the Empire. Instead, a large group of undead surrounded us. Alright. Looking around, you now realize how savage the confrontation must have been. Anything else you wanted? Ask him what he plans to do now. He fixes you with his gaze. Your destination does not happen to be Avernum, does it? You can't help but tell him the truth. You're too well aware that lying to one of the Knights of the Black Sun is high treason. It is the first time you see Sidarius' malevolent smile. Good, I shall join you for the journey. Irifans teaches us to share the burdens of the road. Now tell your men to pile up the bodies of my companions. Burning them without proper rituals is not becoming of such heroes of the Empire. You're about to leave to give the orders when Sidarius calls after you. And just so everyone knows, the danger might still be looming us. The traitors who I was supposed to find must be around here keeping a distance. Alright, seems that you have to take Sidarius to Avernum. Alright, as the Comitatus is crossing the Badlands, you climb onto the cart. You can see he is holding something small in his hands and observing attentively. This is a fetish charm, one that the kindly sisters and the disciples of Ashkul used to attract the reanimated dead. I disabled it, do not worry. These filthy traitors may have used the stolen charm. You give the charm back to the knight. This is only the matter of the belongings of my fallen comrades. I expect you to hold on to them until we reach Avernum, and we'll discuss them there. Right, traveling towards Avernum. +1
The
Surgurodite
Dark
armor.
Knight joined us after we rescued him from the clutches of the mindless undead horrors that slaughtered his companions. He was a grim sort, displaying no gratitude or companionship. Yet, we were stuck with him, for a lawman such as the Knight could make his dreadful will ours by command. So we set out, bound for Avernum, the greatest city in the vicinity.
Okay. But I do need to rest. I'll click on the medallion to open the leader window. Yeah, let's do that, because I want to see what's been added. And give me a moment. Right. Let's see then. We got Tiberius Aburo, I guess, is the default guy in the tutorial. Human, veteran, trader, ambition as well. So I guess these are all things that you can decide. Stats, resourcefulness, authority, and insight. Perks and leadership. I got professions. I've got some persuasion and some survival. This is just basically your skill sheets. That's cool. These aren't finished. There'll eventually be like factions and status effects and such. All right, that's cool. I don't need this. I don't need this. I do have 14 insight, but that can't get me anything, I don't think. Wait, what did this just say? Tell me. You can purchase a number of perks. So I guess purchase the prepare leadership perk now. Okay. So it wants me to purchase. I have to purchase that. Thank you. All right. Authority is the maximum number of deputies you can have at any given time. Click the helmet icon on the leadership medallion to navigate to the companion's pane, which, if I remember right, isn't quite done yet. The companion's pane allows you to view and manage your companions. The scroll icon on the bottom. Click the arrow next to the companion's name to display more on his character sheet. So I gotta get across to Morwen. Equip Morwen with a luck talisman gear, and then click on the laurels at the top of our image. Alright. So, gear. Ah. I'm misunderstanding it. Dragging and dropping from the list. But what am I supposed to be looking at here? Oh, here we go. Boom. There we go. This is the prowess window, which is not what I was supposed to click on, but that's right. Upgrading works the same with leaders, so it wants me to upgrade her prowess and purchase any perks or skills I'd like. So let's upgrade her prowess, which is up here. Which is the level. Okay. And I have no insight, so I really can't use much. Whoa, wait. No. No, I messed up. Redo it. Okay. Prowess, and I don't have any insight, but I've got, what, proficiency's 8? So I can pick up another mighty. We will pick up devastating blow. No, I can't. I will pick up another mighty. There we go. I can't pick up any of that. We'll pick up tough and tough again. There we go. Because she's a tank. Alright, let's continue on with the tutorial. Onward then. Oh, except I'm out of movement, so camp. Pay him now. Everybody's fresh. I'm not going to hunt this time. I am going to use medical supplies, and I will end the day. Okay. Let's continue onward. The whole Kamataza becomes agitated as a dust cloud appears. Make the necessary arrangements and head south. After half an hour, the cloud is much closer, so we've got a dust storm coming off. Oh no! Try to flee as fast as you can. Order everyone to draw weapons and prepare for a fight. Yeah, let's do that. You're just about to give the order when Sidarius walks up to you. What's the meaning of this, Vagrus? There's no need for such a desperate act. It's just a dust storm. You tell him quickly about your previous encounter with the last pilgrimage. Nonsense. The chances that the pilgrims will show up again are... He trails off as the eerie twilight falls upon the Kamatadas. Then dust cloud envelops you all. There's no time to flee or hide, so you can... everyone to draw weapons and stand at the ready. Some of your crew tremble, some are praying, but not Sidarius. The knight walks towards the approaching apparition as if being possessed by a death wish. Alright, in a few moments you can see the chanting and see the ghostly pilgrims clear through the dust curtain. So he just walks right up to them. So this dude just walks right into them. Before they could reach you, the spectral pilgrims turn left and head south. He walks over to you looking confident, though you can see he is a bit shaken too. Sergarod is with us. This is an omen if I ever seen one. My destiny for retribution against the enemy's empire must be the reason why these horrors let us be. Rest assured, Vagrus, as long as you have me by your side. So it just like... He walks up to him. They decide not to kill him. And he uses that as like justification that he's on the right track. Great. +5 insight. Still rattled, you move along the line. After an hour or two, you and your crew fall back into your travel routines, etc. Hopefully there won't be a third time. Indeed. Let's rest. I don't know how I am on medical supplies now. Continue onward. And rest. I got supplies for 2 days. Let's try to hunt and to forage. Wait, what? Alright. Because my people are pretty beat up. I did succeed in getting some supplies. Let's head to Avernum. Kamatadas climbs a broken ridge, etc. I have to make my way into the city alone. My reasons are my own. Before I go, I have a proposition for you. You're well aware, of course, that my contingent was betrayed and ambushed out in the wasteland where we met. During our trek back here, I have come upon to the conclusion that whoever betrayed us had to have been someone involved in the investigation I led in Avernum. What I mean is that for you, your friend the mage, and the rest of your crew to be vital in finding the culprits and bringing them to justice. Okay, ask him what kind of assistance he requires. Sure, let's do this. Agree to help him for the Empire or for gaining powerful friends, indeed. All right. I was indeed nurturing the hope that you'd be willing to aid the Empire in this perilous predicament. We struggle side by side just like we did near the Voiceless Lake, and I can assure you the Order of the Black Sun does not forget loyalty and dedication. Let's part ways and follow my plan. So what is his plan? The plan is to make your ways into Avernum separately so that you won't be associated with him at all. Rest assured that although they do not expect my return, the traders will be well informed once he had turned up the city gates. Someone trustworthy shall appear and guide you to his hideout. Talk about your tasks there. Take their holy symbols to the Temple of Sergarod quietly. You can get rid of the weapons as you see fit, but I forbid selling them at the market. Alright. I sincerely hope I can trust you with this. Of course you can trust me with this. Alright, the last stretch of the city awaits you, and...
Dark omens. Ominous apparitions of an otherworldly
Yeah, so this is a
covenant of
decent
servitors,
game.
A grim knight out for vengeance.
Like, the actual
Time
game...
and coin running out slowly. Yet against all odds, we journeyed to the city of Avernum on the Smoulderbone Flats. A place bustling with travellers, merchants and lowlifes. It was supposed to be a short stop on our way east, but we got more than we bargained for.
So, I'm presuming that, as you can see, like in the main game, there's all of these interlaced nodes here. So I'm presuming that's where you go with it in the main game. Alright, enter Avernum. Let's do that. City of Avernum. Let's pay the gate tax. Two changers. How many changers do I got? I got tons of changers. Yeah, let's pay the gate tax. Having passed through the gate in the city, you arrive at the cobbled plaza on the other side. Just you're about to head into the common room and order a drink for yourself, Javik approaches you and draws you aside. There's someone here to see you, boss. Someone sent by our nightly friend says she wants to talk to you discreetly. She's waiting behind the stables. So hear the messenger out. The woman waiting for you in the shadows behind the stager is wearing a large cloak and cape. Greetings from our mutual friend, the Knight Dominus. The young woman says quietly after looking you in the eye, I was sent here to take you to him. When you're ready, I'll wait here. Just don't take too long. He's very eager to see you. Before you set out, Javik draws you aside. So it seemed that we'll be staying here longer than we expected. It occurs to me that such a delay would be a strain on our resources, and I rather doubt that our nightly friend cares about that. You'd consider this also. I was thinking we could smelt the scrap metal we bought. I know it would cost us, but hear me out. Not only does smelted metal take up less space in the cargo hold, but also allow us to sell a fraction of it for great profit here. It's less in the long run, but we have to pay the crew if we tarry here, don't we? Alright, the two of you ready to set out. So I have to navigate to the Mancio pane. That's the... Mancios are specialized for commentati. When you rest in the Mancio, the day ends. You'll get an end day scene similar to what you would do when you camp in the wilderness. Alright, I do not really need to write that now, though. Alright, rumors can be purchased here. Passengers can be found in mansions. Exchange news tells you about local sources, so you can listen for exchange rates for goods. Alright, good. So first of all, that ivory was probably best sold over at Scrap Heap, but that was a while back. Okay. It's like a beast hides. I guess I'm going to sell what I can. Actually, one moment. Let's see what we got. We seek out the foundries to smelt down the arms and armor of the dead Sergo. Ooh, ouch. I'm supposed to enter the Temple of Sargorod. Deliver the belongings of Sidarius' dead companions. So you actually get the option to smelt down all that material. But I don't think that angering that knight is a good idea. I don't know how in-depth the actual tutorial goes in it, but angering that knight does not seem like a good idea. We'll deliver the belongings. Would you give them all the looted weapons and armor, or only the holy symbols and personal belongings? Did he say give it all to him, or just give him the priest all the belongings, or... Give them the holy symbols, I guess. Okay. So, ask Sergorod to grant you power in return for serving him. He gives you Sergorod's servant. There we go. He asks the priest to grant you Sergorod's power. After you're deemed eligible, the priest begins chanting an angry prayer in front of the god's altar. An anxious, restless power, not unlike a cold rage. So it's... Yeah, the gods in here seem to be, like, kind of evil. Which is decent. I mean, considering the setting. Leave the temple. We will go to the foundries. And we will smelt down the arms and armor of the dead Sergorites. Boom. +1 iron, +1 bronze. And then we will also smelt metal scraps into ingots. I will smelt... How many do I have? I guess I'm going to smelt all of them. Takes 4 Lyric. How much do I have? Yeah, let me... Whoops. What's the exchange rate here? Okay. So Lyric is the middle one. Oops, I don't need to go there. Whoops, my bad. How much metal do I have? 6, it's 18. That's 24. All right. Smelting yields iron, bronze, and copper from the scrap pile. Take my ingots. Trading 20 scrap for 8 iron, 5 bronze, and 3 copper. I don't necessarily know if there's a good idea, but I'm going to smelt all of them. I will take my ingot. Take my ingot. Take my ingot. And one more. Take my ingot. Alright. Alright, so I'm down to 1 brass. But I can sell stuff here. So I'm down a lot of people. Well, what can I sell here? I've got plenty of bronze. If I sell 2 bronze... Let's go to cargo. Alright. So I have sold a couple bronze. That'll give me enough to pay my people. Alright, let's deal with Sidarius' hideout. I guess. I guess I can ask him to pay for the gate tax, which is a very low chance of success. Let's report to Sidarius. Let's begin. There's no time to waste. When I arrived here on request of the order to root out the abolitionist plague in the region, we assumed there was no more than well-organized gangs. So I conclude that my people my investigation involved had been in cahoots with the abolitionists. You need to find them and learn all you can about them. About what they are hiding, rather. Because we are dealing with powerful people, you need to apply subterfuge. There are 3 sources you have to investigate. These 3 targets were all close to the lead that guide us to the ambush up north, who is the first target. The first suspect is Assistant Magistrate Galudius Darrow. He was the one assigned to my cohort when he took up the investigation in Avernum. He coordinated with local law enforcement and served as a mouthpiece for the Prefectus' magistrate, so I got to investigate Magistrate Galudius Darrow. Tell him you've come across signs of a battle and remains of Sergarodites up north. When he asks if there was an Eye of the Order among them, tell him no. You ask him what purpose this would serve, other than alerting him and his fellow conspirators. Well, you do not have the powers of Priest of Sergarod at your disposal, but you do have the next best thing. Yeah, I can read his mind. The topic will surely divert his thoughts on the matter, making the scan much easier. Who is the second target? The Centurion Vardus of Pendius, a drunkard fallen from grace. Let's see. Pendius now enjoying the leave of duty. I need you to get him stinking drunk and deftly question him about the matters. I'm sure his report is completely fake, but he may let slip who made him lie in the courts. And the third target, the Smelters Collegium. Word is they run half the city. This should be more than enough for bribes. They never get a Sergarite to talk to you, but they talk to you. Okay, so I got to talk to the Smelters. Just get them to glean as much information as you can about the contacts. So they gave me 1 Lyrg, and I am going to leave the hideout. So I think first I'm going to ask it in the Smelters area. Set up to the Smelters Collegium. Pretend that you are a merchant wanting to deal with the black market. 1 Lyrg required. The 2 fellows and you and Javik end up talking to representatives of the Collegium are quite open to letting you buy wares from the black market for a modest contribution to the guild. They do have some questions about how you learned of their involvement with the market, though. After you assure them it was from business associates outside the city, they seem to content. Tell me you heard of cheap contraband that they got from an ill-fortuned commodity. You're interested in that. Huh. Tell them you want to buy slaves. Well, if they're working with the abolitionists, we'll do that. This market does not deal with slaves at all. It appears that whoever told you of his existence neglected to tell you this. Can't get any further with him, it seems. Time to leave. Consult Javik when you are far from Gallows Anvil. Sorry, boss, was very tough jumping between mines. Didn't get much from them, apart from a sense that our nightly friend's suspicion was well founded. They surely have dealings with the abolitionists, but protect their identities far more vehemently than that of simple illegal business partners. I could not get much except a glimpse of a street where a long yellow building when one guy was thinking about contacting their associates. That'll have to do. A street with a long yellow building. That's not much. Next is you can only pursue one of these 3 investigations per day. So I gotta sleep. Alright, well, we'll rest. There's rumors on things. There's passengers I can pick up. I don't need any. And there's trade news. Receive 1 local news. Rest. I will pay him now. And we will try to heal our people up. Sleep on the stable floor. A good night's rest. +1 morale, +1 vigor, +1 nutrition. How am I good? Am I good on nutrition? I'm good on everything, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Boom. Let's do this. End day. All right. Heading back out to investigate. We will go after the Centurion. I asked the barman if Vardus Pendius is here and points you to a swarthy, short, pot-bellied man in his 40s. Okay, sit down next to him and buy him a drink. He eyes the drink suspiciously, but his alcoholism gets the better of him, and he takes it. And to what do I owe this gift? Fellow soldier, you don't look like that to me. You two of you start to chat with Javik sitting at the table in line of sight. You know you have to bring the conversation to the patrol you went on near the Molten Tongue. You do your best to guide the conversation there, low chance of success, or continue to buy him drinks until he's drunk enough to outsmart. Boom. He has formidable resilience when it comes to booze, yet you manage to get him blind, stinking drunk. You also guide the conversation to his notorious patrol. Not what you think it was. Those poor boys deserve not this. You could swear there were tears in his eyes. Alright, soon afterwards you excuse yourself, but by then Pendius is non-coherent anyways. You leave. He's clearly paranoid about the whole matter. He recalled his comrades killed, but not out there in the waste, but in some kind of death trap in a large room. All young recruits. I think they publicly set up his patrol only to kill off everyone but him and told him to pretend they got slaughtered by abolitionists in the north. Basically, they created a fake story to make our nightly associate and his cohort think they are going to find a camp there. It boggles my mind how far they went to protect something. Kept thinking about Scoria, the district here in town. Alright. So there is a Scoria there. Alright. And I've got enough coin to stay again. Yeah, I don't need to go to his hideout again. Alright. Going to the sorcerer. I don't think I need anything. Do I? Do I have anything that I can sell? I've got basically nothing. Okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and rest then. Because I'm not going to buy any more, I mean, I guess I should buy supplies at some point. I will boost their morale again. Alright, now to check out that last investigation. Go to Slagfort and spy on the assistant magistrate. To your mild amusement, the plan Sidarius came up with to lure the assistant magistrate works. Upon arriving in the Slagport, you tell one of the clerk slaves in service of the courts that you have news about some Sergrod followers you think that were killed in the north. You're escorted to the offices on top of the floor of cloaks. You're told to knock and enter. You knock and enter. You find yourself inside the spacious office with small slit windows looking out onto the courtyard of the Slagfort. A middle-aged man with a warm smile greets you. My subordinates telling me that you have news of the Sergerites. You're awaiting a cohort of such constitution back to the city, but we're beginning to be worried that something happened to them. Tell him that you did not know about his cohort of his. No, I didn't. Odd that you came here right away without gathering news in the city first. I would have thought of Vagrus such as yourself as well informed, but well, from your patriotism, got the better of you. You tell him the fake story Sidarius concocted. Just start at the beginning. My Comitage was traveling from the scrap heap south. We came across the boat of Voitless Lake. And my scouts returned with news of dead bodies to the east. I decided to investigate carefully. Go on. We checked the bodies. There was a lot of undead, mostly the smoldering variant. There was a great battle there. A handful of them badly mutilated by the undead. We checked for survivals. We took no belongings of the dead. I find it hard to believe, given the situation, your occupation, and the great value the metal equipment holds. The undead could have been anywhere in great numbers. Fair enough. We took some things. I just did not want to look bad. Understandable. They must be of great value, and you're a businessman. Your report now makes up for what you took, Vargas. You carry on with the report. You conclude the story by telling him that you have not come across any undead or Sergerites on your journey here. Have you seen a knight among the bodies, perhaps? You tell him you did not find him. You take your leave. I read his thoughts on the matter. It's clear that he knew much about the setting of the trap. He got really upset when you told him Sidarius might be alive and well. He thought about his career and the prefect, but also to report that someone called Hanvius as soon as you can. You return the Mantio. Alright, let's head to the hideout and report your findings. Boom! Alright, finally, he says scornfully when you return and tell him you're done with the investigations. You recount everything you learned in the past few days, and Javik details his mental scans. Following your report, Sidarius goes behind closed doors with the 2 priests of Sergorod and a couple of executors who are told to stay put for now. We've got them now, Vagrus. Thanks to the information you provided, we have located the traitors' hideout in the city. A long yellow building, the district of Scoria, and a man named Hanvius. It so happens to be Gaius Hanvius, a wealthy merchant and city official. This may not mean anything. No, they are there. All of us can sense their treacherous stench. Bring your men, Vagrus. We will strike as soon as you are ready. It's my honor to serve the Empire. Sure. Sidarius looks at you for some long, silent moments before speaking. The priests are also fixing you with their grim gazes, some sort of recognition you can see. The local temple will send every hand to set up the ambush on the warehouse, but with your help, guarantee nobody escapes the snare. Alright. Leaving the hideout, you set out the mansion. You can see how Javik is worried. He sighs. I don't like where this is going. Last thing we needed was getting involved with this conspiracy with the local underworld. For the first time in a long while, I don't know what you're thinking. You don't have to say anything. Okay. I will think about it. Alright, prepare for what is to come and end. And, I guess it's time to deal with this. Proceed with the ambush. Let's do this. Boom. Following Sidarius, you go around several blocks, end up behind the warehouse, and we engage your group enters the back alley just as you hear shouts and painful cries. You don't even make it out the back door when it bursts open. Several armed men rush out. So I got to deal with these guys. Now I got to put my people up here. Boom and boom. And this time I can actually do something. Because these are not undead. This is one of those games that I would enjoy playing on my own, but I would have a real hard time like doing a let's play because there's just so much text. It's just dripping with background information, and I appreciate that. But it is making for a lot of reading. Let's mind blast somebody, shall we? And we got smashing blow. These people have armor? I guess they do. Let's just concentrate fire on this one up front. Alright. Mind blast again. And he's down. There's just so much of a damage range on some of these abilities. I mean, it's not bad. I enjoy it. Can I hit this guy? Yeah, I can hit this guy in the back. I should have used my whip to draw him closer. Let's take this one down. Alright. Using that sling on me. Actually, let's do this. Whiplash. Oh no, he evaded. But he did move forward. Oh, miss. Mind blast. And then cleave. I actually kind of like that. Like, I can't even get closer here. All she can do is kind of move back and forth. Finish him off. Not too bad. Not too bad. You're quickly finishing off stragglers and gather your team when a wounded priest stumbles out of the back entrance. Pantic tells you that the warehouse is cleared out, but the abolitionists manage to break out and escape through the rooftops toward the south. You catch up with your fleeing foes as they descend from a low building's roof onto an abandoned street. Your group and theirs clashes. So another fight. This time I don't have the lackey there, so I've just got these two. And there's more of them. So let's try and do this. Oh. We'll have to go ahead and do premonition. And we will try to buff. Wow! They are doing a lot of damage here. Let's do devastating blow on this one. That's not too devastating a blow. And that cleave didn't help either. And what happened to your lackey, man? Oh no, and she's down already. Let's do Mind Blast on this one in the back. This is terrible. And they're dropping Morwen again. And I cleaved against just one of them. Is that knight going to carry the fight again? Oh man, I am just getting ruined. Let's get vengeance on myself. And I don't have enough resourcefulness to aid. And she's down. Well, yes, I do. Aid on him. Okay, good. Let's do cleave. Try a Mind Blast. And take one of them down. Oh no, I couldn't. And he goes down with a crit all the way down. Like, no joke down. Yeah, this is where this particular one ends. After this, I may look at the main game to see how open it is. Alright, one of them's down. Are you going to carry this group, Sidarius? Sidarius has almost no hit points left. I guess you shouldn't have left your minion behind. And Sidarius is down. That was a defeat. Alright, what does that do? Does that just end the game? The abolitionists fight like corner rats. Your companions fall one by one, and all fades to black.
I was just jesting, good master. That is not what happened. Just checking if my audience is attentive. Forgive an old man for being silly.
Yeah, okay. So getting completely wiped out by them is not an option. So I don't get the option to resume. So I'm gonna go to the main menu for the moment. I've already been doing this for a while, but I kind of want to take a look at I want to take a look at the actual game itself. So give me 1 second. I got to check my messages here real quick because I got somebody poking me. Okay, let's try a new game. Let's take over first known issues. Crew combat actions, loot options are missing. There's still need to do. Combat progression, not yet added. Font size can be adjusted for events, codex, and tooltips only, so not throughout the entire thing. Some gear and equipment provide only part of their bonuses because they're not done yet. Some leader perks and companion combat traits are not available yet, of course. Some sound effects are placeholders. UI is not optimized for 4:3 or ultra-wide screens yet. Button highlights are not yet implemented. Okay, so let's try a new game. I'm not going to play it long. I just want to see what the difference is in terms of gameplay from the tutorial one.
Ah, yes. A Vagrus.
Alright, we don't want the ghost stories. Create your Vagrus. So character creation, you get to pick a race. Imperial Human, you get +1 Savvy perks, +1 Resourcefulness, +65 House of Venari faction, which is an Imperial trading house. With the Tarkians, you get Evaluate, Persuasion, Awnings, Equipment, and Coffee Bean goods. And the Dajmahan gets Tough perk, Dried Fruit goods, and 3 Timber goods. The Dwarves get Evaluate perk, Tough court, and Dwarven Gadget. Half-elves get Dexterous, Perceptive, and Luck. And then orcs get Mighty, Tough, Orcish Terror Totem, and +6 Ivory goods. And you can't pick the last one. Let's go with Dwarf. Veterans get a boost. 1 boost, 1 tough. Adventure gets 1 survival, 1 resourcefulness. Artisan gets... So these basically give you different perks right off the bat. So if my background for a dwarf, I'm going to do with a veteran. His calling is going to be a mercenary. That gives you a larger fighting crew. Ambition, free play, because they haven't implemented victory conditions yet. Perks. I will give him mighty, and mighty, and mighty, and tough. And then I will give him... what else do I got? We'll give him intimidation. Boom. Make him just a tough mercenary. And we'll just generate it. I guess you can pick between male and female here. Let's do it.
Curious, curious. I am humbled to have made your...
Okay. So I'm not gonna go through a lot of the main game. I just want to see the main difference here. So you get you wake up in the morning, you talk to the old man. The old man, I will not go to Zorktag's shelter with you. My path leads elsewhere. Because he had no corn nor anything of value when he came across him in the middle of the nowhere 3 days ago, you allowed the old man to travel with you and eat from your stores in exchange for entertaining your crew with stories. And true enough, no hour has passed since without a tale being recited. The old man turns to you and smiles instantly. I may be able to repay you more properly by giving you some advice. Let's listen to his advice. First off, there's a lot of rumors going around in the city. Listen to these rumors. The old man scratched his scraggly beard thoughtfully. Before setting out, it's best to decide what your destination will be and prepare accordingly. Wandering around aimlessly in the wastelands is a sure way to get killed or starve. Okay. This chap is called Braxius. Strange fellow, really. He runs a shop. He'll buy any trinket off you if you do not need it any longer. He may sell you something useful, too. Where was I? Ask him where you can find this man called Braxius. Braxius' shop, just off of the Calrish Market. Thank him and wish him well, then take your leave. It is time to set out. Torzog's shelter is awaiting, but before that, it would behoove you to visit Karnak Way Station. You set out across the wasteland. So I'm in the wasteland. Wait a minute. Just give me a second. Where the hell am I? I'm supposed to go up there to Torzog's shelter. But there's a way station on the way. I will mark that. That's right up there. So my morale is shady. No, my morale is steady, my bad. I'm well fed, well rested. I have 3 scouts, 10 fighters. I will give 1 outrider. Or never mind, I'm going to keep that mount there. Beasts of burden. I will give him that. 4 workers, 5 slaves. What kind of goods do I got? I got supplies and some luxury wine. Standard armaments, which I'm going to put there, I guess. Wait, I can put there. So yeah, I was right. They got like a web of places to go here. We'll go to Karnak Station. Way station, and then enter that. Okay, you arrive at the gate. A pair of gruff-looking mercenaries walk out to greet you and give you a half-hearted hail. Gotta say, you folk just keep popping up like wraiths around rotting corpses. Alright, move in there and try to sell this without a fuss. I will go quietly. Time to explore. So yeah, it's just like it was in the tutorial, except now you get free roam through the world. Yeah, that having been said, I'm probably going to wrap it up here. This is Vagrus, the Riven Realm, and it's still in early access. I've been watching this kind of off and on since it was in the initial funding stages. I like the atmosphere. This reminds me of a mix of different games, and I actually really appreciate the world building in it. I really appreciate the world building. This is not something I'm going to stream much as I'd like to. I mean, I don't want to rule it out. I just got a lot of other things that require less reading to stream. But it is worth checking out, I think. Or at the very least, wish listing it. I did put a link in the description of this if you want to check it out. It is on Steam. But other than that, you know, I wish him luck. I wish him luck. I want to see where this goes. I'm gonna have to poke. I'm gonna have to poke around and play with this a little bit. You know, wherein I don't have to sit here and read for an hour. Yeah, it looks like they've got a pretty large world where you go from place to place. I'm presuming you can trade or fight or whatever. There's like multiple ways to go about things. I want to see where this goes. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. This is the RPG Crawler. Thank you for watching. Next week, I don't know what I'm going to stream. Probably something in early access again. I don't know. If you got any recommendations, go ahead and leave them in like the comments or whatever. But for now, I'm going to head out. Until next time, take care and goodbye.